In this episode, I will be discussing how to sell yourself in your resume. Starting with the profile section or the summary of qualifications, you would need to pay attention to the very first bullet point in that section because that's what will catch the recruiters and hiring managers' eyes. However, I would like to take a step back here and explain more how we can write that bullet point. Firstly, I would like to ask you to read carefully the job description of the position or vacancy you are applying for. Read carefully between the lines, understand the requirements, understand why they need to hire a person in that position. Then reflect on your past experiences and your current one and the skills you have to see how your skills and experiences actually match the requirements and the why. It is then when you would be able to write the different bullet points of that section and to be as persuasive as possible and to attract the recruiters and the hiring managers. So, to give an example, the first bullet point would be around having a very brief and concise summary of your professional experience and education and the different industries or sectors you have worked in. Then you would go further into your technical skills and the knowledge and expertise you have in that section or in that function. So, to give an example, it could be you have a specific knowledge in programming languages, or it could be specific knowledge on the different technical areas of the HR field or the finance field. You name it. It all depends on the experience that you had. Please avoid mentioning any soft skills because they are not really looking for your soft skills in this resume. They are more looking for expertise and how you actually stand out from the crowd. The last bullet point can be around the languages that you have, and that would be a plus and good to have always, except if the job description mentions them as an essential component. Moving on to the experience section. The experience section would include definitely your experiences, and it's always preferable to start with your very recent experience or experiences because that's what's really matter then. If you are a long tenured professional who is senior enough with maybe more than 20 years of experience, then you would mention up to 15 years of your experience, and mainly that is very relevant to this role. Again, you would look very careful to the job description, look at the keywords of that job description, of how you can tailor your storylines and your experience to match what's needed in the job description. To give an example, if we're looking at a business analyst job description, then few keywords can be business analysis, requirements analysis, business processes, or business analyst. So you would then take these keywords and include them in your phrases and storylines when you reflect your experience in the experience section. I did mention in the third episode that you don't really to mention the detailed tasks list that you have done in your previous job. However, if you feel very strongly about mentioning one major duty or one major task that is very relevant to the job description and will give you a plus among others, then please do mention that major duty, project or task in a way that is attractive enough and that is very relevant to the role and the job description. Then you would work on your achievements. And achievements can be 2 to 3 bullet points. Please look carefully at what you have achieved in the past. It can be maybe you have improved a business process, you have developed a policy or a process or a standard operating procedure, you have established teams or departments, you have cut costs, you have saved time, you have increased sales, and many other achievements you can think of. Even if they are as small as they can be of developing an Excel sheet which actually save the time on employees to input bills, that also count. However, the way that you would phrase the achievement is basically you start with the task or the project that you had, what was the result of that project or task, and then the impact. And the impact has to be measurable. So it has to be quoted in either a percentage or a number. If it's difficult to quantify it, then you would use the proper adjective or descriptive word to mention the impact of that achievement. Ending with the education section, you would need to mention your degrees. It's a straightforward section, like your bachelor's, then your postgrad, and any other certificates or courses. If you don't feel comfortable enough mentioning the year of completion of every degree or certificate because it might indicate your age, then feel free to remove it. Otherwise, it's always good to have the year of graduation or year of completion.